Hey, hello everyone. I am your friend, the AI Forensicator from LinkedIn. We have recently concluded our 30 days of the AI Forensicator vlogs. So I thought we'll start with a YouTube video. This video is going to be on NPM supply chain attacks, which is very famous in recent times. So without any further ado, let's get to it. So this is a small deck that I've prepared. What are supply chain attacks? Let's see in a very simplified way. And the agenda is very simple. Uh, we'll start with the supply chain, NPM attacks, supply chain attacks, and then the defense in a very simple manner. Now, what are supply chains? In any industry, supply chain means basically what is this requirement that needs to be supplied, right? So, right from the raw materials that we have to the end product that goes to a customer, that chain should be managed in a very efficient manner. That's what supply chain basically is. So it runs through multiple factors. Likewise, the same thing happens with a code supply chain, which is a software that needs to be ready by the end of it as a product, which end users use it. So in this as well, um, when a code is being created, there are a few dependencies that it relies on. You can also call them as libraries. So these dependencies and libraries are the reusable part of code. So in a sense, like if there is something that is very much frequently required, there's a code already created for it, and we'll just make use of it again. Now, after that, this testing, packaging, all those phases come in, and then we have a end product ready to use. What happens is this part of it, dependencies and libraries, we make use from trusted libraries or trusted sources. What if that itself gets impacted? That's what is our supply chain attack or NPM chain attack today. That's the topic for our day. Now, let's understand what Node Package Manager is. NPM, the libraries or dependencies, it's one of those. So a developer uses a reusable part of code to build his complete product of a software which is used by the end user. So this Node Package Manager itself might get compromised at times. Let's see how. Attacker publishes malicious package. So the npm package which was there, which was reusable part of code, it has a part of malicious code injected by the threat actor. Now, how it happens is um, there are ways of how threat actor can get the website compromised. We'll not go much in depth of it, but the threat actor has compromised it. What happens is people or the developers who are all trusting this npm, all of them who has used this reusable part of code get impacted. So as a result, this evil package, whoever is using this npm package will get this evil package. At the same point of time, hundreds of thousands or lakhs of millions or billions of projects get impacted at once, whoever is using this npm package. Now, that's the direct hit to all parts of the world who is using this reusable part of code. Now, why it's dangerous? Because this is the trusted library which was affected. So nobody knows that it is impacted and what it is doing. It will do its regular behavior. On top of it, it will also add suspicious code, which goes unnoticed. And no EDS or other endpoint security tools are recently stacked with this security. They're coming slowly, and new additions are being made. They'll be pretty much clear soon, but till then we are blind on this. I have a very small and short example of this npm, how it works. Supply chain attack basically. This majorly depends on the package.json how a clean package.json looks. Scripts. Start node app.js. This is the simplest one. Runs the node app.js, which does this reusability functionality. Now, how the malicious code is inside this, it adds a post install script which runs something else as well. Along with app.js, you also run this config.js. This might have anything malicious which no user is knowing. Well, quickly let's go to our browser to show you some things over there. Just type npm, you'll get to see this npm. So this is the reusable codes that we can make use of. You type print. So I'm just trying to make use of print functionality. So this is a print functionality that I want to use in my software, in my complete code. If you go inside code, there is this package.json. This is the script I was talking about. So you can add under scripts, you can add pre-install, post-install, and likewise tags. This is a favorite part of threat actors, which they'll make use of. Now, how do you gain more info about this user? So this is the actual GitHub repository from where this reusable part of code was used. You see all of them are 4 years, 8 years. And if you trust this developer, you make use of these reusable parts of code again and again. That's how developer community works. Now, likewise, there is this Axios, which was recently compromised. Okay. Now, NPM also does this security check and everything. Still, we cannot know if this part of code is impacted already. So if you see, this Axios was written by some developer we don't know here, but yeah, Jason Sayman. If we go here, we can see that few of the parts of the code were recently modified. Now there is a way a threat actor might have got inside and he might have written any of these codes, which might affect the further um, working of this Axios npm. If you see this package.json, there are multiple JSONs. Any one of this might be infected if a threat actor has injected it with his code. Okay. Or in short, he can also try to write to these files existing on the server, wherever they are. Okay. So this kind of um, injections can affect the NPM packages. Now coming back to our presentation, now you got to know how this might get impacted. Let's go to our next slide. Supply chain attacks. What are other supply chain attacks? Like the NPM that we have seen, library gets compromised. Likewise, there are few more. The obfuscated script can be there inside the scripts. It's like base 64 encoded version, so that it goes unnoticed. You have to decode using CyberChef and similar tools to understand what this is doing. Maybe a URL it's trying to access. Now, the second way of doing this is how you can detect this is node is uh, running npm, which is okay because it makes reusable code accessible, and then it tries to initiate CMD or PowerShell. This is little suspicious. Your EDR should be capturing these. So in recent, I believe the EDR tools have started making a note of such parent-child relations. Coming to the third way, the credential thief. Now, what NPM can also try to do is, once it is through to your repository, say in your software, it can try to capture these credentials and exfiltrate outside. I mean, it can try to contact back to the threat actor and pass these credentials from your repository. Okay, so your organizational data can be leaked out. That's as simple as that. Now, finally, the defense. You can write a few Like there are two ways. One is static or dynamic. You can write Yara rules like this, in which, as I mentioned already, in package.json, post-install or pre-install or alias scripts, in under those tags, if you see sh or bash, PowerShell or command, or this is A to B is like base64 encoding and decoding kind of activity. If you see such activity, trigger an alert. So this error rule will capture such kind of activity. Likewise, I've already shown in previous slide, under dynamic, monitor for node.exe or npm.exe spawning PowerShell. So you can also monitor the event ID 4688 for such um, Microsoft Windows events, which will show us that it might be suspicious behavior. So that's it for today. Thank you. This is AI Forensicator signing off. Do let me know if you have any further um, complex topics that I can break down for our next session. Thank you.